Hello.
Hello.
Today. What is today? Well, I have sad news, but I don't know if we want to start with that.
Well, might as well throw it out in there. Throw it out immediately, right?
Yeah?
Get the worst out of the way, and then go on to the
Well,
positive.
okay. So, I know that your news sources are likely to be the exact same as mine.
Most likely.
So it's quite likely that you're gonna know what I'm gonna talk about the moment I say we here in the Netherlands have one of those World War II graveyards, basically, like
Yes.
for honoring the soldiers.
I don't know what's going on, but I am very worried now.
Honoring the soldiers
Uh,
that, gave their lives to save us in World War II.
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple of them around Europe. I think most of them are in France. But we have one in the
Considering
Netherlands here.
That's
Yeah.
where the majority of the fighting happened.
Yes. And this is those graveyards are technically American ground, which means they can
Yeah.
basically do whatever they want with it. So what they chose to do with it is that here in the Netherlands there was a or there were two actually of those, like, I don't know what to call them. They weren't graves. They were like boards with like information and a backstory and stuff on it. For two,
Basically, just a little
yeah,
plate of information.
yeah, for two people that died. I'm sure there were more, but it's about those two. That gave their lives for our, safety. And those two were black people, because in World War II, it was quite rare, but there were some black people that fought in the war, although most of them had to do kind of, like, most of them had to, like, dig the graves and, like, provide resources and stuff. It was very rare that they would actually fight, but a couple of them did. And so we had, like, a sort of plaque here, or two of them, commemorating them, right?
Yes.
Well, so we have a new ambassador for America here in the Netherlands, and the first thing he did was remove them.
Why?
Yes.
Because he
Because-
feels
The most likely thing is racism.
that they do not accurately reflect American history.
Ah, yes, the American history that happened in Europe.
Well, it is American history
think
because it
we
wasn't
would know
American.
that history.
They were part of the American army.
Yes, but I think that the history is often, very often, tied to the location. Except when you're talking about stuff that's within British museums or has something to do with the British, because they will most likely stolen it. Yeah, but I think that here in Europe, at least, we know that part of history a tiny bit better.
Well, that's not even what it's about. Because, so as I said, the reason it was removed is because he claimed that it is misrepresenting American history, which is just not true, because they were part of their army. It's also worth noting that since Trump is president, a lot of, like, black history has been removed from, like, libraries and stuff. And that he fired a bunch of even high-ranking black American soldiers. So...
Yes, because he's being that version of basically a child, like, you're slightly different than us.
Yes.
That means you don't belong here.
Yes. So,
He's
as
doing
a
that.
sort of protest, and I'm really hoping this will stay, even till here, a sort of satire TV show that we have here. They placed, first they got those 2 plaques back. Now, of course, not the original, but, you know, copies of them. Got those 2 back, and then got a bunch of other stuff regarding the history of black people in America. And put them next to that graveyard, because that's Dutch ground. Like, the graveyard itself is American ground, but like 10 meters aside from it, they put a whole bunch of that.
Yeah, and the US government can't do shit about that,
And
because
then-
if they were to remove those, that would be probably destruction of property.
Mm-hmm. And they made, like, using hay bales, they, like, spelled out the name of one of the soldiers that died. And they're like, we're gonna leave that until the next, like, Google Earth picture.
Yes, that... I mean, it's a shame that these things have to be done by a satire TV program.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it is somewhat informative, it is 90% satire. You know, to make a bunch of jokes and and then make a couple songs as a joke.
Yeah.
They even have specifically a song to explain a difficult concept within a minute.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it would actually, in my opinion, it should be used in schools.
Maybe, yeah.
It actually works. Like
How do you know?
Well, you teach children stuff, or young adults, because not everything that they show should really be aimed towards children, or
No?
is something that children can comprehend. However,
Nah, they can. It's fine.
you can just, you know, play to a bunch of teenagers, and within a minute, you have the basics of an idea. But yeah, I have a list.
Is it Schindler's List?
It's a list of subjects I want to talk about.
Wait, what movie is that where the Grim Reaper is like, you're not on my list?
No idea.
You are on my list, but not now.
But let's talk about something that did get killed off. Doge.
Doge?
What?
After
The meme
8
or the
months,
Bitcoin?
The Department of Government Efficiency
Oh! Right. I forgot.
has been shut down.
I forgot about that. I guess they weren't efficient enough.
Well, because it basically was just an excuse for Elon Musk to be within power,
I know.
you know,
But-
to be within the government, even though he was basically bullshitting his way through it, just laying off a lot of people because, you know, it saves costs.
So is Trump.
Yeah,
Actually, apparently
But
Trump is
because
also
the-
losing power. We'll
yeah.
get to
But
that,
they
though.
have saving like a lot of money on labor costs by firing everyone doesn't work. Well, it works short term because like the first month or the first quarter you're saving massively, but the second quarter you're losing a lot of money because, you know, there's nobody there to work anymore. If nobody can work, then nothing makes money.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Where did you find this information?
for us it makes
Jules?
sense, right? It's called common sense, and not a lot of people have it apparently.
Did you go to the dark web?
To find myself some to buy myself some common sense, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, did you see, by the way, did you see that screenshot I sent you?
I did, but I didn't like really read it properly. I feel like
Oh, don't worry about it. You wouldn't get it, and
I feel like I'm
Okay.
missing part of the content.
yeah,
here.
we won't get into that. But I just thought it was very funny. Someone got community noted with the link to Common Sense.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed that in traffic today,
Oh no.
merging is always.
Again?
Oh no.
Well, this was somebody that
Not the
did
traffic.
not have a brain and did have a very small penis, because
Trump?
because
Oh wait.
How do you know that for a fact?
it was driving a Ram pickup truck. That's all the information you need to know. But we were merging, right? And
We're merging right, okay.
well, he was merging to the right. I was in the right lane already, which became, you have two lanes, you go from one, the left lane moves into the right. I leave space, so one car, because I only let one car in front of me, because it's a zipper merge, and if you have any idea how a zipper works, then you know that it's one from one side, one from the other side, not two from one side. Then your zipper breaks,
Oh wait.
or your sack's in between. Either way, it's going to be annoying. However, I leave space in front of me, right? This pickup truck
Let me guess. He
does
does
not move into that space at all. Instead, the truck moves forward towards the end of the lane, end of the merge lane, and then moves. In the meantime, a van did see the space and, go in. Eventually, though. So I was just sitting there, being incredibly annoyed about the fact that two people don't recognize that if a car leaves them space, that they should move into that space, occupy it, and, make the driving go smooth. But no, they have to go all the way to the end, then basically stand completely still just to merge. Well, they could have done it rolling.
Joe.
You can hear my frustration still.
Joe.
I am very annoyed at this.
Joe. They are in
Yes.
the car.
Yeah, they shouldn't be.
They're Dutch.
I was about to say they shouldn't be, but that sounds a little bit wrong.
Why does that sound wrong? We're Dutch. We should be on bicycles.
Fair enough.
So you're
What do you mean
ruining.
that sounds
Joe.
wrong. You already said it.
Joe, you're ruining the Americans' illusion
What?
that we bicycle everywhere. That we don't have cars here.
Well, we don't.
No, exactly.
Well, we do
What's
have
a car?
cars there, but we do have cars, but usually those cars are, for one, reasonably sized. They're not massive pickup trucks.
Yeah, and
Well, apparently
usually
you saw
they
a ram today, so that's not the case.
and usually they only have 2 wheels, and you gotta pedal.
Well,
Yeah, which sucked
yes,
some windy days, by the way.
Yeah.
the question is also, are you going to bike over an hour to get to work,
Yes.
No.
and then having to bike an hour to get back from work?
I almost did for my third internship, and then it didn't continue, and I'm kind of happy that it didn't actually.
Yeah, with the current weather, it's suffering. But I only did it because I needed to wash my car and give it a little drink. Because according to the fuel gauge, it was getting thirsty. And we don't like a car that's running on fumes, or worst case scenario, nothing at all.
No.
Because that would mean that I'm by the side of the road with an empty fuel tank, having to make phone calls.
Sounds ideal.
But you like phone calls.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I remember
Though I am
you looking for
slowly,
internship, or
I'm
actually
Yeah.
no, for a
slowly,
job.
I'm slowly warming up to it, considering calling can be way more efficient.
Oh, we just should have told him that, and then he can't resist.
We did tell him that. I told him multiple times.
Actually, yeah, I did as well. Not in those words, but I definitely did that. Yeah.
No, but every time he was waiting for like 10 emails to be answered, I was like, dude, just call them.
Yeah. Well, currently, I don't
You
need to
feel
make
called
any
out
phone
or something,
calls,
like
so
I guess he felt called out.
but hey, at least, I mean, I do have occasionally have to make a phone call,
Dude, I just
but
don't
basically after
know.
the first couple of times, the first time it is sort of a like bump, like a speed bump to get over. Like you just have to do it, but once you've done it a couple of times,
Well, for you, it seemed like a very, very large speed bump then.
Yeah.
yes.
It's more like a Mount Everest.
Yes, but eventually I did it. It got me an internship at a place that I'm not sure if it even exists still. Let me actually look the company up, see if they're still alive.
I mean, considering with how you left it and what you did to them, probably not.
Sure, you've been there. They're gone.
Yeah,
Eh,
like after they saw what you did, like they couldn't
Oh.
return there. They would just go
Oh.
sick.
They haven't updated their website yet.
So.
That means that we can still hire them.
For what?
You know, they still have the old director on there who has left, and the company has been taken over by another company.
Okay.
Yeah? Well, they don't have to know that. With they, I mean
Well-
the customers.
Considering the guy's face is next to the feel free to contact us part, you know,
Do we know?
which would
No,
give
I
you a
have no idea
suspicion.
who or what he's talking about.
Well, you can see it on my stream on Discord.
But I'm watching Jim's.
Fair enough.
He's admiring his beautiful leafy self.
Yeah. But yeah, that
Draw me a character, Jim. Come on. It's been so long.
I'm busy, okay? I'll work
Well,
on it.
Wait, next podcast you can draw the character during the podcasts. That's
But
good
manner.
background.
But Manor House.
Right.
I'm very annoyed that the first thing I thought of when I heard the words manor house, I had to think of London.
Well, maybe because this is a British style house.
And also because manor house was
I don't think he
actually
thought about it that much, Jim.
it was mainly because it was the metro station we had to
I
you
can
know,
now confirm, Jim, he
take.
did not think about it that much.
No, we had to just get off in manor house to go to our Airbnb. That's why.
Okay.
Although I am trying to find where it was actually. Where we were
Okay, wait.
staying.
This may be a stupid question that popped to my head just now.
What?
What is the Dutch equivalent of the Victorian era?
I don't know.
What happened in the Netherlands in like the 1800s?
Probably not that much.
No, I
guess.
don't think so either. Because, hold on. You had the Golden Age, which was in 1600. When was the 80-year
Oh,
war?
1780 volgens mij, ergens.
Did it end in 1780 or did it start in 1780?
I think it ended around that time and started.
Right, so that's before it. And then the next significant thing I can think of is World War II.
You
They're
skipped
looking through-
one.
Well,
I'm
we
currently
didn't.
looking through the 19th
The
century.
Netherlands was not
Well-
involved in one,
No, but we did have a massive famine because of it,
I guess.
which killed a lot of people.
But,
Hunger, winter,
I mean-
and everything.
Well, that was also worse in World War II, though.
Yeah, true.
But even then,
Actually, that
but
might
even
have
then,
been
World
World War
War
II,
One
actually, now I
is
think about
is
it.
also 1912. This or 1911?
1914 from 19 to 1918.
Oh right.
Specifically the 11th of November 1918, because 11/11.
Right. So what was
Apparently they thought it was
before
funny.
that? What was the Netherlands like in the 1800s? I don't think we've ever had history about that.
I'm currently looking at the 19th
Oh,
century.
actually, wait. Wasn't there like a bunch of political stuff?
No, that's later in the 19th century.
A
Was
bunch
it?
of, you know,
Yeah.
border stuff happened.
But wasn't in the 1800s that like Prince something the second? Wait, was it just Prince William the second? That was like allowed us to have a constitution, basically.
I don't know.
But
that
only
might
because
be-
people blackmailed him on being gay.
Is that the official story?
Yes, that is actually why the royal house like allowed us to have a government. It was essentially under blackmail.
Yeah, well, I
Basically.
know that, but I didn't know the
it,
gay
it,
part.
it wasn't just that he was gay. There was some more stuff, but
They basically said, give us power or you're gay.
Well, the version that I remember being taught at school was just that, well, since the entirety of Europe was overthrowing their
Yeah.
monarchs,
yeah, that was part of it as well.
that our king was
Yeah.
decently smart and was like, you know what? What if I stay ahead of this?
Yeah. Well, do you
And
call
just
that
give them it
smart
before
or
they
is that
even
just
try
fear?
to kill me.
Yeah, because a certain average height for the time French guy decided,
Oh yeah, that might be around the 1800s as well. Yeah.
like, he kicked it off. He was the kickoff in the first place. He started it. Because if you
Well, they
decide,
didn't
if
kill
you
him,
decide to
though.
overthrow your government, another country started looking at you like,
Wait, was that because of Napoleon?
what are you doing?
Because the French
This
revolutions.
can affect us as well.
The French revolutions were not because of Napoleon, though.
No, but the entire basically concept
Well,
of
if you ask
overthrowing.
Napoleon, then it definitely was. But
Well, yeah, no, he had a
overthrowing a
revolution, but
government.
like the ones where all the royals got their heads chopped off, that was after the American, like, after America
Yeah, that base.
separated themselves.
Technically, the United States is the cause of the French Revolution.
Yeah, because then they were broke after because they sponsored it.
Don't tell them, please. They will boast about it for centuries.
Technically, the British are responsible then. Because the British are what caused the entire revolution in the United States.
Yeah. Because they were broke after a war with France.
So technically, France caused the French Revolution. We've come full circle. The
French caused the French Revolution, but not because they wanted a revolution.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
France
The
and the
very
United
short
Kingdom were at
version.
war, of course.
the-
The United Kingdom was broke, so they decided to heavily tax their colonies, which involved the United States, or that territory at least. They got upset, threw a bunch of tea in a harbor. That got the British mad because you messed with their tea.
Wait,
That
did
started
that happen? I didn't know that.
the Boston Tea Party.
That's
So you threw a
funny.
bunch of boxes of tea in the river.
That is
And made
funny
all
as
the
shit.
sea life very fancy.
Look, Americans, you may not be able to swear, but that's a good one. That's funny.
You
But
may not be able to swear.
No, Americans cannot swear like the Europeans can.
yeah, that's true.
Especially not the British. They can turn any word
Have
into
you
a
heard
swear
the
word, even if it
Scottish?
isn't one.
The thing is, right, because the Scottish usually swear in
Yeah,
like swears in their language baked in,
yeah,
like you swear a lot. If they want to insult someone, they have to get creative.
yeah.
But like the British taxed the colonies got mad. Then basically United States, that territory started to have a revolution. Then the French were like, I can't really help. Then the United States says, yeah, but we're fighting the British. Then the French were like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. And then the French together.
Are we just now making a Scott version of oversimplified?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Then the French helped. French were broke now.
Is,
But-
is that the case? Is that just more simplified?
Yes, I'm oversimplifying the oversimplification.
At this point,
all really simple,
It's not
actually.
oversimplified. It's overcooked.
I will say,
It's burned.
oversimplified on the history, as far as I know, is not like super accurate a lot of the time.
It's an oversimplification.
No, but even in that,
Yeah, like, but at that point, French were
yeah,
broke,
okay, put that there.
or in trouble. But they saw the nobles still, living
Yeah.
their rich lives,
Yeah.
and
Being noble.
French being the French didn't really take too kindly to that. And then they got mad and chopped a bunch of heads off.
Right.
We can
Yeah,
make a
that's
revision of
basically-
this. No, don't.
Definitely don't.
I could do it within a minute, but I'm not gonna.
Don't make any religion, but especially not about chopping off heads.
Yeah, they tried. They tried to change time as well.
What?
Well, we did get one very good thing out of it. It's called the metric system. I know the Americans
Yes.
don't know what that is, but
Well, they
you can
do.
trust us by that it's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's
The
French,
Americans
isn't
definitely
it?
know their metric system. Why else would they have the 9
Don't they-
millimeter?
Don't they still have the official kilogram somewhere in a safe there in France?
Not sure.
Yeah. Do you know how they determined what a meter should be?
A meter?
No.
I don't know
Yeah.
a meter.
So they had a guy who just started measuring from hill to hill, so he could calculate the circumference of the Earth, and a quarter of that divided by 10,000 is inferior meter. Now he was slightly off.
Interesting.
So, in reality, the circumference of the Earth is 40,025 kilometers because he was slightly off.
I mean, that's pretty close, to be honest.
The
25
worst part is he
kilometers.
caught the mistake but didn't tell anybody because there was not enough support for the metric system. So he did find the mistake.
But I assume he
Just not
found the
implemented.
mistake after it was already integrated.
No, they were trying to win like the race for the measuring system
Oh.
that they were gonna introduce because there were a bunch of people who were doing that, and they didn't want a bad light on the metric system,
Right.
which
Okay.
That
would
is
lower its
understandable.
chance.
Okay. So,
So
wait,
they just didn't
okay,
tell
so there's
everybody.
that, and then the Celsius is based off water when it freezes and boils. Where is the kilogram or the gram based on? So I'm sure there's some like product that's based on.
Time to look up where the gram
know.
comes from.
annoyingly, the French were kind of smart about this one, so I don't actually know. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it does happen.
It's a
quite
miracle.
Alright, Wikipedia, you're gonna help me right now. It was originally defined in 1795. The absolute weight of a volume of pure water equal to the cube of the
Oh, yeah,
100th
wait.
part of a meter.
That makes sense.
So
yeah,
it's
yeah. Considering like the density of water,
Yeah.
is thousands.
Yeah, I just realized, yeah, that does match up
Kilo.
perfectly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, they basically got a 1 cubic meter of 1 cubic centimeter of water.
Yeah. Oh,
That's a
imagine. Surely even Americans use the metric system for physics, right?
Somewhat. It has happened with
only.
NASA, I think.
Imagine
A mistake happened with metric and imperial mixing.
Dude, because here it's just like, oh, they have this much water. How much force does that place on like the bucket or whatever?
Okay.
They
well,
have to-
We
can
we
just.
do. What? A
What?
bucket
Oh, yeah,
of
going to
water. Now
Newton's,
we
do
first
you
have
wanna
to go
do
to
that
liter-
accurately or
liters
not?
to,
But yeah, But we
well,
can
no,
just.
if you know density, then
Yeah, we can just divide it by like, however it is.
so it's the density divided by 1,000 times the liters
So
times 9.81.
so how do the Americans do that if they work with pounds and
Here's the thing.
inches?
They don't want to, but they have to.
Wow, that sucks.
You know,
Yeah, like
there are a bunch of stories of parents trying to teach their children the metric system, but then the children go to school, and then they start asking at home, "But what is that in inches?" And at that point, you're already too late. Even if you start before they go to school, you're already just too late.
Well, no wonder so many parents don't send their children to school in America.
well, the problem is, right, if you want to have the
Yeah, but also
imperial
if you
system,
go to a store and you have to buy a certain pound of rice or something, then you have to convert that for yourself. Because the
An
entire
American
country
that buys
lives in-
rice? You mean hamburgers? Like
They they were important or imported Americans. Okay, it's fine. Immigration is now imported Americans.
Oh my god.
well, that's how some people actually see it. Sadly, those people run the government.
Bro. That's wild. Hmm. Hmm.
Not my actual opinion, but it's very funny to say.
Hmm. Right. Let's move on. It's Actually, actually this did like something just bobbed into my head that we haven't talked about for 2 weeks. When we probably should have. Because when I said, "Oh, no wonder most people don't send their children to school in America," yeah. So Roblox
Oh, yeah.
has more players under 16 in America than there go to school in America.
Roblox is also digging their grave deeper, by the way.
But also they
Their CEO is-
contacted Schlep. Have you seen that?
No, but I
Okay.
have heard that they've openly supported gambling on their platform.
I got way funnier news for you here. Because as I
Oh,
said,
boy.
we're like actually when this releases, probably 3 weeks late on this, but
Oh, well.
so okay. You know what's his name again from To Catch a Predator? Chris. What's his name? Chris? Wait. Is Chris Hansen? Is that his name?
Yeah,
Wie is
Chris
zijn moeder?
Hansen.
If you don't know who he is, he used to make a show to catch a predator where he or someone else would pretend to be a child, and then they would get, a predator, a pedophile, to, act on that, and then they could arrest them, right? So that way they could arrest pedophiles. And of course, Schlep does something very similar on Roblox. So they spoke.
Yes.
Publicly. They spoke publicly at the same time as the big Roblox event where they announced their updates and all that shit. First up, on that Roblox thing, there was obviously an audience, and before it started, someone came on stage and was like, "Do not speak through the thing, because we will throw you out," which already shows that they're scared that people will, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Schlep and his lawyer, and then Chris Hansen and a detective were speaking at the exact same time, and they were speaking about all the issues regarding predators on Roblox. How little security against that there is. And how little Roblox actually seems to do against that. At the exact same time, you want to know what the CEO of Roblox announced on this, on his stage? I went.
I presume it wasn't a little stage, but
No, it
was a
wasn't a little stage, but whatever. You want to guess? Because it's stupid.
Wasn't it like safety features that are basically just
No.
features to make it easier?
Well, of course they were like, "Oh yeah, we're safe on Roblox." Like he said that, yeah, sure, but that's not what I mean. I mean the new features that they're planning to
No.
release.
I wouldn't know those.
They want to
this might be
introduce.
surprising to you, but we are not very in touch with Roblox.
No, me neither. I just watched this one thing. They're gonna introduce
Sure.
dating.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
They're gonna introduce dating on a platform that they advertise towards children.
Yeah, so
I mean, I will say,
Catch a
it's not like
Predator
you
just
couldn't
became-
already do that, because there are just, Tinder games on Roblox, but,
doesn't surprise me.
At least those weren't necessarily intentional.
Well, they were by the creators, and they were never taken down, so...
Yeah, true. I mean, that's another can of worms in and of
Yeah.
itself, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, sounds great.
Slightly problem. Because if they introduce dating to catch it, then the program to catch a predator, which I think already has stopped.
Yeah, no,
became a whole
he
lot easier.
specifically got out of retirement to talk about Roblox. That's how bad the situation is.
Yeah, but it just became a million times easier. All you have to do is get on Roblox, get on a dating site
I know.
or dating game.
Dude, even some of the Minecraft anti-pay-to-win community are into it now.
Yeah. It's just horrendous. Like, first of all, who the fuck is going to start dating on Roblox?
I'm sure there's people that do. Unfortunately, I've seen enough stupid-ass art on the internet to know that people be horny for those stupid models.
I
Jim-
think they're just 9-year-olds that imitate mostly.
The internet's horny for everything.
Yeah, true.
Also,
And I
that.
mean everything.
True.
Nothing sacred. Cars, for example. You know, the movie made for children.
Please don't go there. I don't need this tonight.
Wait.
What do you think Why do you think the song "Welcome to the Internet"
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
love
I
that
know.
song
Yeah.
so much.
has the lyric? A
Right. Yeah,
bunch of colored pencil drawings of all the different characters in Harry Potter fucking each other.
yeah. I love that song so much. Like, it's such a good critique.
I'm sure you would be able to find those out there.
Well, oops. That was
Also,
not
good
what
luck getting this podcast to be suitable for children.
That was never the
Were
intention.
we? Were we ever?
No, the moment I
No.
invited Jules for this, it wasn't.
This
Yeah.
idea started with
That
us.
suggests that my YouTube channel is safe for children.
Definitely, especially that one D&D video. That's very
Yeah,
straightforward.
yeah, that one is a prime example of what kind of content should be on YouTube Kids.
Well,
Well, it's at least it's better than some of the content on there,
I wouldn't know.
dude. So I'm curious how I'm gonna do this later, right? Because on the one hand, you can't let your kids on YouTube anymore.
You
It's
just don't give them a phone until they're like 12.
Yeah, my parents did that with me as well, so I'll probably stick to that. Yeah.
like, I got mine maybe when I was like 11, but at that point,
And you don't
that
give
was
them
because
any
I was.
screen until they're at least 6.
Yeah, no,
I
definitely.
think my parents did that, and after that, we got a Nintendo DS.
Yeah, same. With
I
Or
was on
Super
a
DSi
Mario
to be
Bros.
to be more precise. And my mom still had her old Game Boy, so we basically had two devices that we would sometimes still fight about.
You had a
Because
Game Boy? Dude, now I'm jealous.
I think mom still has it somewhere.
Dude, I didn't even have a DS. I had to go to a friend to use one.
Oh please! I started playing Minecraft on Pocket Edition.
I think I still
On
have my
my
Dude,
DS.
I started playing Google
cousins.
Play Minecraft ripoffs because we weren't having normal Minecraft.
Same. Because we couldn't buy
Because
the actual one.
Yeah, and then my father was like, "But why do you guys want the actual Minecraft? What does that matter? They're both block games."
Yeah.
We did not get it explained. He did
I'm
not
sure
get it
there's
explained.
people that build this sort of shit and much more on phone.
Well, a popular I want to say a ripoff, but I'd say like.
But it isn't even the same textures though, Jim.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
At least not most.
Does it actually?
I remember looking when I was like
exist?
13 or something. I remember looking for like a free Minecraft on, on like the Android store or whatever. And I remember finding one that a lot of people like. I looked at the reviews, and a lot of people were like, "Yeah, it's great. It's amazing." And then I installed it, and the whole game is just you have a Minecraft texture on your screen and you mine it.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
hold the button.
that's
That was
just
the whole game.
That's just a scam. Then
I do remember another one that I did like. It was nothing like Minecraft. It just used Minecraft models. And it was like, like
that's
Infinamaker?
Cool. Infinamaker?
Is it called Infinamaker? Where you like combine all the shit and then you get new shit?
You mean Infinite Craft?
Infinite Crap, yeah. It was like that, but with, well, first off, older. Like, this was years ago. And with, Minecraft blocks and models and textures. Until it went away from that and I somehow crafted the Grim Reaper. But it was like a Minecraft skin. It was like a Minecraft skin of the Grim Reaper.
How do you craft a skin?
No, it was like...
It's a ripoff.
Yeah, fair.
But there's also one called Survival Craft, which
I
is
think I've heard of that, yeah.
sort of. It is Minecraft basically, but it's a little bit more detailed, a little bit more fleshed out. You have a wider variety of mobs, some hostile, some not. You have, a little bit more stuff. And there's a little bit of story as well. You're a pirate, but you got abandoned by your crew. Or at least the basic.
Arr.
It starts with you on a beach and a boat sailing away saying, "Yeah, we'll come get you soon." And in the demo, which is free, they actually pick you back up, and then your game ends, giving you sort of a window to play in. In the real version, the full paid version, of course they don't come pick you up. You get abandoned there. You build your life there.
That's weird that the demo has more of an ending than the actual game has. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Didn't they do that with like more recently with what's that game called again? Infinity Nikki?
I've never heard of it.
Well, the only reason I know it is because a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, no, it's like Breath." I think it was even made by or one of the developers on it was also a developer on Zelda Breath of the Wild. And from what I know, the Nikki series is pretty old, and it's like a dress-up game kind of thing, you know, for girls. Like just you collect dresses and shit. And then this is like a full-on open world game with combat and all that.
I don't know, Jim. Are you allowed to make that assumption now?
Yes. But it was like a full-on open world game with combat, and you have to like, you know, you collected dresses. It was like a gacha game. You collect dresses. But for what I know,
Gotcha.
at some point, like I was actually going to play it, but I just never got around to it, and now I don't care anymore. But apparently they had a good story going, and that's actually one of the things that I was like, oh yeah, that seems interesting. Apparently they completely retconned it in an update. Like at some point, an update came. All the significant characters were just completely worthless now. There was like a new character that nobody cared for. It didn't make any sense. Like, why did they do that?
That would be the same thing as Steel Wool suddenly retconning all FNAF lore.
Wait, it didn't?
Not entirely.
No, I know.
I see I understand entirely where you're coming from. That's the worst part. Like
It's kind of like
they're
Disney.
what they're currently doing is they're sort of starting, like, of course they sort of have this wrapped up story to continue. And they did their best with what they had. But it was just...
FNAF ended in FNAF 3.
That is one way to see it. You can also see it ending in FNAF 6.
Yeah, no, I like that ending as well.
Like with, you know, the entire
and then honestly,
speech, which...
Custom Night is like, it was cool that it gave some more lore, but it wasn't like a new ending or anything. Like, it was just kind of there.
Yeah, that's sort of a
which,
oh,
you know,
hey, it exists
that's
now.
fine. And then Pizzeria Sim comes in. Oh no, actually, I guess there's also the VR games. Those are a thing.
Pizzeria Sim, in my opinion, is still okay. I still have on my previous phone, I had the ending speech as an alarm. Which is a great alarm to wake up to, by the way. Just hearing that beep and then the words "connection terminated."
That just sounds like a very weird way to say you're die. Or you're dead, I guess.
Well, considering it was basically a last stand kind of deal. You know, making a perfect trap and giving it no exit. And then gathering everyone inside.
FNAF, man.
But yeah. And then Steelwood took over, and we got VR games. Then we got the least scary version, which is
VR games seems like it should work for FNAF though.
It does,
I
but
think, as far as I could tell, they mostly do. Some of the mini games seem terrible, though.
yeah. But they also then got with they got Security Breach, which in my opinion was the least scary one of them all,
Yeah.
at least to
I mean,
watch.
I can't say that Secret of the Mimic looks that much scarier.
Yeah. But then they got to the movies.
But I will say, the 2D one, the Into the Pit,
That
that shit
that
looks
was a,
epic.
that was a great refresher from.
I can't wait to see what, because they are gonna make more of those, right? Like,
I think they were talking about that, yeah.
because
Which
they're not
I'm all
made by
for it.
Steelable, they're made by someone else.
It was a great refresher to have, as opposed to those big budget games.
Yeah. You probably don't know what
Like
we're talking about.
it started out.
There was a 2D game based off one of the books, and it was like more like it was like a pixel art top down game where you had to do like puzzles around the
Not
environment and you had to
entirely
like
top
hide
down, I
from the
think, but
threads. Yeah, it was top down.
more like a side view. Like you're not looking from the
Yeah,
top.
yeah, but it's also not really side though, because you can move like, you know, 4 directions.
Yeah.
Like you can't really move up, right? Like you move not
You
like
move
into the air. You can
slightly
jump.
back.
Yeah, you move back and forth.
Yeah.
But anyway, that game actually it had a great animation. It actually is tense.
Yeah, as I said already a couple of times, it was a great refresher to have from a series that sort of gone stale at that point. Like I feel like Steel was sort of forgotten what FNAF actually was about. And with Into the Pit, it sort of was a necessary reminder of this is what the series is, and this is what it's going to be, whether you like it or not. Because I've seen the first movie, like I saw it when it just came out, and it was it was already made for the community. Like that's why it got such a bad, bad reviews on Rotten Tomatoes from like the critics, because well, it's not a film made for everyone. It's a film made for the community and other psychopaths. But it
Yeah, that
wasn't
was
really
one
that
thing.
scary. It was
I watched the
PG-12.
I watched the Critical Drinkers review of that at the time, and I think he was like, one of the criticisms he had was how like obvious it was who the killer was, right? Like Afton. Uh, but that the movie
Yeah.
seems to like try to hide it. Like it's supposed to be like a surprise at the end. He was like, it's really obvious who it is. And all I could think was, well, we already knew when they announced the casting.
Yeah, and also, as I said, it's made for the community. Like that the fact that he was a killer was basically already known
Yeah.
since like 2015.
So
So it's like
yeah.
so the
But I
community
could
doesn't
see,
really care.
I do agree with him though that I feel like it shouldn't matter. Like I do think they could have made it for new audiences as well.
Yeah. But now we have to wait for the second movie, and that one seems to be even more interesting because,
Isn't that
first of all,
coming out like soon?
the 4th of December,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh,
try
you
and
can,
watch it.
so you can give it to someone for a St. Nicholas present.
Yes, go watch it, but it's actually gonna be PG-16. Like they've heard the cries from the community saying it is not scary enough, And from little snippets that I've seen while scrolling, it is gonna be a whole lot scarier. So I'm very curious to see if that movie actually delivers on, getting audience, like making a good scary movie.
A good scary movie doesn't
Actually, get
exist,
people
Jim.
watching.
If you ever
I
watched,
have to agree with that.
have you ever
Yeah.
watched the Scary Movie franchise?
No, but from what I
They are
understand
so
of it,
bad.
it is basically like very low budget.
What do lodestones do again?
You click them with a compass, and then then the compass
But I guess
points to
we
them.
should.
So
I guess we got a little bit
useless.
off
Yeah.
topic here.
Do we have any more news? Because I do kind of want to go to bed.
I still have 4 pieces on my list.
Right.
Well, don't we have things to watch, Jim?
let me start with the list. We have.
Start.
Elderly-
You haven't started yet?
Oh, I've only got Doge off of it.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
But
Are they
we have
long
elderly.
points?
Sort of. I'll try to blitz through them.
Okay.
I'll try to deploy a German strategy here.
Okay.
Nine. Okay.
But elderly people in the Netherlands are struggling to move towards smaller homes, if they are even going to smaller homes, because of, they're old. But sometimes it's also not worth it. If you live in a house that's completely paid off, and you have cheap electricity and everything, then of course you're not gonna move. You might not even be able to pay a place to rent. Which means that even though some elderly people want to downsize, they physically can't, which is putting more strain on the housing market, because the entire idea is to get elderly people out of their house so that young people can move back into those houses that are too big for the elderly. And if that doesn't happen, then the younger people are stuck in their starting houses, which are often too small to fit
Starting
families.
houses.
Well, usually the idea is as like you start a family basically, or you find a partner, you buy it, or you move out of your parents' house. You first move to something like small that fits 2 people, or maybe like 2 people and a child.
Yeah.
Then you
well,
get
good
a
luck-
child.
Good luck with any of that.
Then your child grows up, or you get more children, which means you start lacking space. So now you have to move to a one family house, basically. Then you move to that family house, then the child grows up, or multiple children grow up. Then they all eventually move out, and do that entire cycle on their own. That means that you are now left with your partner in a house that's built for a family, which means you have a lot of empty rooms. So you then downsize to a smaller house again, and that makes way for newer families to get into those big houses. But yeah, that doesn't happen, so shit hits the fan. Then let's switch it up to the next part, which is the BBC
Oh no.
has removed a line from a report calling Trump corrupt. So the BBC is basically just doing what Trump did to Bubba. No, I'll not elaborate further. On to the next part,
Bubba G.
which are... No, you don't know the emails about Trump.
Baba J? Do you mean like the dummy?
The Jeff Dunham puppet.
No, I'm talking about Bill Clinton here.
I know.
Oh wait, it wasn't Bill Clinton. Never mind. They've denied it was Bill Clinton. They haven't denied the entire blowjob part.
Right. Oh, actually, there was news about the Epstein files, by the way. They're gonna
What, the
be
fact that
released, but with a caveat.
Yeah. Well,
The
they're going to be
government-
heavily censored.
The government is allowed to censor it.
Yeah.
For
So
privacy
basically, you're going to have the words
purposes.
a, and nothing more.
Yeah, like what we had here in the Netherlands a couple years ago.
Yes. The entire report, apart from the first word, which is the, they're still just going to be black.
De het en een.
Exactly. Although,
That happened at
if
some
everything
point.
is censored, then the government might try to cancel it because it's going to be all, censored. And what color do they use for the censoring?
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, onto two parts which are both technology related. One is drones.
Oh,
which have
right.
been flying at military bases and other airfields throughout Europe for the last month or so.
Yeah, the Russian drones, I presume.
Well,
I
we
don't
don't
know
know
if
where
we
they're coming
know
from,
if-
but everybody just seems
We don't know.
to agree that it's
but
Russia.
We probably know.
Yeah,
We know, but
It's
we
sort of
don't know,
annoying.
but we kind of do.
We don't,
don't know, but we're
we're
pretty
not
sure we
allowed
know.
Okay, we know, but we're not allowed to, so we say we don't know, even though we know.
Sure.
but yeah. Then we
Stick with that.
have the final part, which is AI and its relation to the pricing of PC parts.
Oh, right, because it's integrated into that now, yeah.
Yes. So, first, RAM pricing went up. Then, the pricing of SSDs, which are both components that are quite necessary for your
Yeah.
thing.
I'm sure you
To
can still buy
operate.
parts without AI, right?
You could, yeah, but they're buying it for those AI like data
Yeah, yeah, like
Like
that.
data
They're buying up the
plans.
market. or
They're
the
basically buying
stock,
market
I guess.
not to put AI into it, but to use it for AI.
Yeah, I know.
But because storage, they might also go after SD cards. One is those micro SD cards that basically have been slowly like going on as storage for cameras and all that stuff.
Yeah, but I
For
want AI in. Actually, there are cameras
quite
with
a while.
AI.
Yeah, it's called a phone.
Yeah, I know.
I hate AI.
Yep.
I don't
So-
need AI
I
in
like
everything.
Neurosama.
Yeah, but that's AI used for
What?
funny shit.
Like
Like just
I feel like that one's fair enough.
but like Windows, for example, has
Yeah, I
been
know.
shoving AI into everything. In the meantime, nothing's really working. To the part where the File Explorer, the thing you use for your files. And
I mean,
Oh yeah, Quentin can't join us.
yeah,
what?
but basically,
Quentin
File
zegt,
Explorer-
wanneer alle drie in Minecraft zitten, maar niemand zit in de call.
the File
Maar hij
Explorer
kan
was
niet zien dat wij...
was slow. And in order to fix that, the
You
they-
bully, Jim. You bully.
moved the slow non-working part to the background and started preloading stuff. So technically your File Explorer is, if you get the latest update, is preloading everything so it's smooth. Because Windows has their heads shoved so far up their own asses, they can taste tomorrow's breakfast.
Yeah.
I should put that as a quote like on a bumper sticker. Your head's so far up your own ass you can taste tomorrow's breakfast.
Yeah. But
Yeah, that basically was my list.
all right. In that case, let's do Quentin a favor here.
So
Yeah, why don't we just go to the call and then do the outro?
No, I will do the outro now.
so
We'll go to that call and then I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, but he has now already left that call.
I know, I'm sure he'll immediately return.
I guess after my entire rant about heads shoved up asses,
Yes.
there's one thing left to say.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Well, two things actually. One, two, we're not experts.
But we were here.